Happy Sunday. I'm still rocking my bed head. Haven't taken a shower yet. I'm just enjoying my Sunday. Did I say Sunday? I said Sunday. Anyway, topic of this video is the story behind my frog tattoo. So I have a tattoo. It's of a frog, the little tree frog, and it's behind this ear. So before I forget, take the glasses off and turn so you can see it. So here it's like it's climbing up my ear. And it's faded a bit. I've had to get it re-inked because ink doesn't stick very well right here. It's super thick skin right here on the scalp and neck, and so I've had to have it re-inked a couple times. It was originally black, kind of turned green maybe about a year ago, and it kind of changes color in the light now, which is kind of cool. The story behind it, so when I was a kid, I loved temporary tattoos, and I would always have a bunch of different temporary tattoos, and my aunt and uncle both have tattoos, and there was a bit of, I want a tattoo, but I could, like, how do I actually choose one that I want for life, permanent? And so I was like, okay, I gotta think of something, and then it just like has to sit and has to fit, and for a while, and so that was my kind of leaving childhood, like, okay, so one day I'll be an adult and I can get a tattoo. And so then fast forward, and had some really bad things happen in my life, and I was healing from getting raped a few times, and one of the things that I was having trouble with in my life at the time was focusing on myself and staying true to myself. I'm not going to let the bad things that have happened in my life come to define me. I'm going to define me in terms of me. And so what is like the most me thing I can do? And it was, well, I'd already been thinking about it. I was living in Hawaii, and a number of people had tattoos around me, and I was like, this is something I've always wanted. Why not do it? And I view it as a commitment to myself. And so what's the biggest thing I could get that's a commitment to myself? And my very first obsession in life, it was a toddler when it started, was frogs. Oh my gosh, everything had to be frogs, and I had this huge frog collection, and that continued on for quite a few years. Still hasn't gone away completely, but I would just read about them. I wanted to learn everything about them, collect like stuffed animals, shirts, figurines, whatever it was. And so it's like, well, I could get a frog, because that's, for me, it's very me. It's my first obsession, and it's, for me, the tattoo, it means a love of learning for the sake of learning, just because I love something so much, and it's not about some other reason. It's just being true to me and the things that I love. And so that it turned out to be I found a design I liked, printed it out, went to the tattoo artist, got it done, and I was very methodical about how I got it done, because I was like, you can't get wet after you get a tattoo. So how do I do that, and how do I actually not get it wet? And so I did something smart. So I got the tattoo before I went on spring break in March 2013. So my spring break was in March 2013, and right before we left, it was a backpacking trip in Maui through Hawai, and I got it right before we left, and there's nothing better than going into a situation where you can't take a shower. We didn't have running water, we didn't have showers or anything like that. So I got the tattoo, and I was like, this is perfect. I'll have no problem keeping it dry. And so yeah, we went 6 days without taking a shower, and so that alleviated a lot of stress. Some things about the tattoo. So it's on my head, my skull, and so it didn't actually hurt getting the tattoo. When it was getting inked, it had a weird pressure to it, like I could feel it on my head, but it didn't hurt at all. So that was a bit of a surprise. I thought it was gonna hurt, and it didn't. It was just a really weird pressure, and that was kind of like ooh, this feels weird. And then the skin here is thick, so I have had to have it re-inked, and that just means they go back over it and put color in, and so it was black. Probably about time for another re-inking. And then let's see, is there anything else? So got it in early 2013, and there are other tattoos I want, and this is my first permanent lifelong tattoo, and it is representation of my love of learning for the sake of learning, and also the initial motivation to get it is a lifelong and eternal commitment to myself in making sure that I stay true to myself and I stay healthy. And part of being healthy is staying true to myself and doing things that are very me, like getting a little frog creeping up behind the ear. And that was, I decided to put it here because it's still, if you're standing like over here, kind of where the camera is right now, it's pretty easy to see. So it's, and especially now with this hair, like when I cut my hair, so I cut my own hair, give myself buzz cuts, it's really easy to see, or if I completely shave it off. And so it's not out of sight, and it's also not like in your face or easy to recognize, or it is once you know where it is, but it's perfect for a work setting. I used to have long hair. I didn't wear my hair down hardly ever. I had it in a ponytail, so you can see a little leg sticking out or something like that, but it's not something that detracted or has detracted in my experience from conversations. It's not something that people readily notice. There have been people who I'll interact with for years and never notice that I have a tattoo. So, and I don't have to change any part of my appearance to accommodate the tattoo or my dress or anything like that. And it is kind of fun because I've had people be like, I have a frog tattoo too, and then show me the frog tattoo and ask what does it mean. That's a pretty common one. Or just be like, I'm trying to figure out, is that like a frog or a lizard or a salamander? I can only see the foot. So then it's like, oh, I gotta turn and show the tattoo. I have not experienced, at least that I am aware of, any discrimination based on having a tattoo. I like it. It's true to me. And if you're an adult and you want to do something, just remember that it's permanent. And I find the heart does a good job of guiding as to the right thing. I am 100% happy with it. I want to change it. So, yeah. Have a lovely rest of your day.